Good afternoon and welcome to today's Clergy Check-in for Monday, April 19th. In this week's Parashat, we read in Achrei Mot-Kedoshim some important commandments that actually are indicated first in the Ten Commandments themselves in Exodus chapter 20. One of those commandments that we find in Exodus says, Kabed et avicha ve'et imecha. You shall honor your mother and your father. And in this week's portion, in Kedoshim, we read, Ish imo va'aviv tira'u. Each person shall revere his mother and his father. And so we can ask, how does that reverence get demonstrated? How does it get demonstrated when our parents are alive? And how is it demonstrated when our parents are no longer with us? And so I've given thought to that, as both of my parents have died and my father many, many years ago. And how do you allow that to enter into your life and guide you? And so, as I think I may have mentioned at one other point in time, I recently did Ancestry.com, not expecting to find out too much information on either side of the family. My father's family was, for all intents and purposes, lost to me. They went back to Europe after World War I, and they were caught in the Holocaust, saved my father's immediate family, and they all died way, way too young. And so I really didn't expect to find much, and lo and behold, in the last day or two, I was contacted by somebody asking me for family connection and names. And I put out my father's family names, and lo and behold, there is an actual connection that is very, very legitimate, that my great-grandmother and this woman's great-grandfather were siblings. And so what she was able to provide me with was not only some names which may have been more familiar to me or to others of my cousins or my brother, but more importantly, she provided me with the town of Turka, a place that was on the Hungary, Austrian, Poland border, and I had always been told that my father's family was from the Austro-Hungary Empire period, but not knowing in any way where. And suddenly the city of Turka appears, and I've done some research, and what I found most amazing, that kind of has solved one of the questions I've had: why would any family go back to Europe after coming to America? And so what I learned is that Turka was a town of perhaps 6,000 or 7,000 people, but 40% of that town was Jewish, both before World War I and following World War I. And so I can understand if the land of golden opportunity didn't really shine as brightly as the family would have wanted, why being pulled back to Turka could have been an option, and indeed one they chose. And so what I'm learning as I continue through this process is that one way to revere parents is to understand as much about our history as we possibly can, to capture it, to memorialize it, and to pass it on to future generations. I hope that each one of you has that line of connection to the past in terms of your own families, and if not, we'll take an opportunity and perhaps go on a journey that could have some interesting twists and turns and bring you to a new understanding of what family means. I hope you have a good and a safe day.